Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. We're on day one of a brand new week without the Ryko research event. We do still have the final research for the Ryko event to go over here pretty shortly. But for now, we have no sneaky snacking, of course, because it's Monday. But we are going to grab 92 sleep points. I did not get as much sleep as I should have because I stayed up way too late streaming last night. And yeah, so I went to bed late. So we only got 92 sleep points. And for our daily lottery, we have hopefully, diamonds are good. That'll make up for the diamonds I didn't get for spending candies. But I think that I'm going to go ahead and take this bundle. I'm going to grab the 15 biscuits that are in it. It is a pretty solid bundle, especially for using free diamonds. We'll get them back, obviously. We just got some for the lottery. I think that's a pretty good one just to stock up on some biscuits and have some for the future, because you never know what that's going to bring. But with all of that out of the way, we can now jump into the final sleep report. I've been hearing in the comments that apparently Ryko's DPR is so high that even though technically his 2-star sleep is available at Master 13, the odds of getting it are so low if you do not have a bonus from like Good Sleep Day or something. So we may only have a chance of getting it with a 1-star sleep. It looks like we're getting a slumbering sleep type today. I guess that's what you get when you stay up a little late. Sleep really hard. One of those nights where I woke myself up snoring. I was sleeping so hard. But anyway, we've got almost 84 million, 83.888. Probably not a Ryko since we have a top belly. There are 4 1-star sleeps, so maybe, but probably not. Looking like a not. There isn't a top belly Toxicroak. No, Krogunk. And didn't see a Ryko in there. There are quite a few electrics, so that's good for the mains so that we can buy out some of the stuff from the shop. But we did get a Mareep, a Pichu, a Raichu, Marowak, Krogunk, Swablu, Pikachu, the entire family, and a Magnezone. Magnezone showing up again. I wonder if the Magnezone is going to be hungry this time, just like yesterday. Krogunk is hungry. Mareep is hungry. Honestly, we have a really good Toxicroak, but unfortunately when it hits level 30, it does get sausage instead of oils. And oil would be really good. I think we were just feeding that Pikachu just if there was nothing else. So, yeah, we're going to take home the Krogunk. Hopefully it's good with a good ingredient spread, because oil is about to start getting very hard to come by. If we don't have something else in place by the time our Toxicroak hits level 30. There is nothing else here that I'm really super eager to catch at the moment. So just gonna go ahead and move on. We'll take our Krogunk. Everybody has plenty of Pikachu candy, so we'll just send out some more Magnemite candy. Hopefully we can get everybody enough Magnemite candy. Another 51 mains, which is good. We need them to buy stuff. 2,381 research XP, 5,612 dream shards. And we can check out this brand new Krogunk, level 12 and modest. Modest is one I always forget. In the long term, this is not a bad ingredient spread. Oil, sausage, oil. I think the other one we have is oil double sausage. I would like to see oil sausage though. That would have been ideal. But it also looks like this is gonna be not good for frequency. Ingredient Finder S is good. Skill level up S also good. Inventory up S good. Skill level up S not as good. Helping Speed S is beneficial, all of the white skills. And Skill Trigger S. And then Modest Nature, yeah, Ingredient Finding. Oh, they've changed the organization. This is nice, so we know Ingredient Finding up, Modest right there. Nice! That's what I like about this site. They're always trying to make it better. All right, so I don't know why I backed out of that. Maybe because I'm a silly. But let's calculate ingredient strength. Oh, let me make sure we've got cooking turned off. Okay, good. Good, cooking is turned off so we can just see how this is purely from a neutral standpoint. I'm surprised it's this high, honestly. With the nature being what it is, I'm very surprised to see it at a 77 PR. Let's see, level 75 gets us helping speed. Kind of surprised that didn't go up more. Huh. Oh, well, I guess technically from 50 to 77. Yeah, that does make sense. And then skill trigger is not really going to help. So it's going to be a little bit lower than that. I mean, with the ingredient spread and the nature, I'm not really sure that this is the one I want to invest in. We already have the Toxicroak that's 90 that gets sausage at level 30. So we really just need... We really need one that gets oil at 30. So yeah, this one, as good as it is, we already have one that's better that does the same thing this one does. So we're just going to go ahead and send this one to the professor and move on. Not a bad catch, just not what we needed. And we've got a lot to move on to today. Choose next research site. I've been torn all week on where to go. I still don't even know if this is exactly the right place to go, but I'm kind of just looking forward at what we know is coming up. We know Entei and Suicune are coming. We don't know when. We don't know which is going to be first. I'm thinking it kind of feels like they're going to go in Pokédex order, which means Entei would be next if they do go in Pokédex order. But I'm not 100% sure. Our weekly summary, everything is down compared to last week because of course it is. We used a good camp ticket last time. This time we didn't, and we kind of tapered off in how hard we were going on the event just because we had already kind of got what we wanted for the most part. So it is what it is. Master 13 for the final result. 911,834 total final strength. 427,000 from berries and 359,000 from cooking. We did get an overall grade of A yesterday. Last night's sleep probably ruined my S rating, but that's still 4 good small handy candies, so can't really complain too much. 82% at Greengrass. We only got another 1% there over last week, but as far as back to what I was saying about what's coming up, Entei is what I think is going to be coming up next. And since we know how Raico's main skill works, we can kind of get an idea that that's probably what Entei and Suicune are going to do as well, just for their own respective fire and water types. That said, I feel like having a really good berry specialist for Entei and Suicune is going to be a huge boon, to the same way that Raichu was for Raikou. And unfortunately, I don't have a great berry specialist for either of them. And wow, I've only got 15% at Snowdrop. I don't have a very good berry specialist for either of them, and I feel like getting one before the events happen, because we're probably also going to have a fire and water week, same as like we did with electric. But I'd rather not wait until the last minute to find one. I'd rather go ahead and try to find one now, rather than hoping I find one during electric or fire week. Because we saw how that worked out with the Dene and, you know, trying to get other Pokemon there. Didn't work out too great. So we're going to go ahead and go to Taup Hollow. We're going to try to find a very, 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 very good Cyndaquil is what I'm looking to find here. That is the hope. Oh, is that a medal or is that news? Okay, it's a medal. I thought that might be the announcement for the next one. All right, so we got a medal for 140 electric types. Another 20 diamonds. There we go. Already making back the diamonds I spent. So that's nice. And then for the community reports, there should be 45 of them. 40. Ooh, okay. That's unexpected. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 that doubled out of 40, though. That's really good odds. Well over 33%. Will not complain about that. No level ups. No Raikou mains, unfortunately. I was hoping to get the last bit of Raikou mains from the community reports. Probably should have collected before I went to bed last night, but didn't think about that. That one's on me. But all right, so let's go ahead and collect from everybody here. We did get desserts and drinks, which means Blastoise is staying on the team. And, well, maybe. I don't know. Probably. Simply because he brings in so much milk. Beware probably also staying on the team. Because Beware gives me a ton of corn and sausage. Sausage we don't really need. We have a ton of, but, you know, it never hurts to have more, I suppose. Especially if we got the corn. Starting off really good with cocoa and milk. I did swap in our other Blastoise last night because we were struggling on cocoa to make dinner. And turns out I needed it to get to Master 13. But let's see if we can make something good for breakfast. It's the third week in a row we've gotten desserts and drinks. So kind of wild. But we're going to go ahead and make explosion popcorn because of course we are. And we're going to use all of this sausage because we're going to end up with a ton of it by the end of the week. I was trying to scroll down and look at the corn before it went away to see how much we had, but that's fine. I can get to it later. No extra tasty yesterday or today. 18,513. Already feeling the effects of having only 40% island bonus instead of 60. But not a bad start. Not at all. And then from here, now that breakfast is out of the way, we can get to making our team. But we are basic 3, so that's a pretty good start. Basic 3 is a good place to start the week. All right. So here's where the fun comes in. Now that we're on Taup Hollow, we need to figure out what it is that we need to do to find what we want. Cyndaquil is what I want to find. So we need snoozing type sleep. Of course we do. That's always the hard one for me to get. But in Taup, okay, so this is definitely not correct. Maybe we can't go off of this information right now. This all says Master 20, but that is definitely not correct. Let's back it up a little bit. We won't be able to see the DPR, the drowsy power requirement for Cyndaquil, but of course it's going to be very low. Snoozing is really what we're trying to get. Let's see. I know Typhlosion doesn't spawn here, but Quilava I think does. So it looks like 3-star sleep at grade 3 for Cyndaquil, and then maybe Quilava doesn't spawn here. Very interesting. All right, well, let's go to Pokedex. Scroll down and we'll get Quilava and see if it does, in fact, spawn at Taup. Oh, it doesn't. It doesn't spawn anywhere. Only Cyndaquil. Okay, so... All right, well. I think we just do what we're going to do this week, and maybe we get lucky and find a Cyndaquil, and at the same time, hopefully find an Onix, because we also need one of those still. Still haven't gotten a single one. Let's run to the auto team maker. I'm probably not going to go with it. Oh, my pot capacity is higher now. Let's go ahead and bump that up. Probably not going to go with it this time around. Let's try for the meal coverage. I kind of want to make my own team this week. Even this is broken right now, too. Huh. Well, all right. Well, let's just go to team analysis then. Let's make our own team. Let's go ahead and clear the board. And be done with that. We know that we want our good boy Blastoise on here. This one, the shiny one. And then we want Toxicroak on the team. Where you at? I do have an all oil Krogunk. Maybe we take the time to work on him this time around. Because that Toxicroak is very close. That is our shiny too. Actually, I didn't even think about that. Let's go ahead and check that out. Maybe he's the one. At least for now. All right, let's go ahead and get this in order because you know my OCD. All right, let's see. Let's scroll all the way down. You are not bad. We just need to get you to level 25 for ingredient finder. Yeah, this one's not terrible. Let's use this one. I'm just don't want to use the Toxicroak because he's so close to level 30. I kind of want to save him until I get something that'll work. Who knows? This Krogunk may actually work out pretty well. Let me see. What do we need to evolve you? You need to be what, level 28. You got to be really high up there. Let's just say we did that. Let's say we got him to level 28. And let's see. So that would be about 25 oil per day, which is not quite what we need. Versus, let's drop in this other Toxicroak, see how he's looking. Further down. There it is. 32 a day. But Ingredient Finder M makes the difference. If we get lucky with one subskill seed and only need to do Ingredient Finder M, how are we looking? Only 28. Ah, it's the nature that does it. That's the difference. Okay. I think we are going to use this this Krogunk for now. Probably level it up to 25 just to get that boost in the oils. But let me just kind of build out the rest of the team first and see how we're looking. Definitely going to have Beware on the team. It seems like he is still bringing in more ingredients than our Dragonair, which is unfortunate. But I'm honestly thinking about doing something really wild this time around. Thinking we put that Dragonair on the team anyway. Because you're all herbs. You do get corn at level 30, but you're not quite as good at bringing in corn now. Helping speed M and S. I'm pretty sure when I did the comparison between these two, this one still performed better. So we're going to go ahead and throw this one on the team. I really just want to make sure that we have enough corn. It feels like that is what's always lacking. And then what I can do throughout the week is swap out Dragonair for Toxicroak every now and then just to get a little bit of extra oil in as needed. And then for the leader of the team, we are going to go with Old Reliable, which is our... I think that's going to be our Marowak. Yeah. Marowak is going to be the one. That 100%. This Marowak is super good. 84 PR. I feel like it's actually higher than that. Because I think when I calculated it last, it wasn't able to go to 75. So Marowak, I think, is the way to go. Where are you, Marowak? There you are. All right. So this is going to be the team we run with. We're on Taup Hollow. I've already got the island bonus set. So lock that in. Oh, I just realized I changed the GG Raikou team. You know what? All these teams can go ahead and get deleted. Oh no. Didn't mean to do that. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Anyway, team's locked in and saved. Taup Hollow. Master 3 is the prediction. I feel like we're probably going to get beyond Master 3. It seems like some of this stuff on the site is currently broken for some reason. So Master 3 seems a bit low. If I get to a point where we just have way too many ingredients and I don't need to worry about it, we can always swap in another berry specialist, which will also bump us up even higher. We are also already basic 3, which means that maybe Master 4, just based on that information. But again, usually that like 20 to 30,000 at the beginning of the week is so insignificant in terms of the overall final result that I just don't plug it in. So Master 3 or 4 is kind of what we're looking at. It's going to be a pretty solid week. I do think that we need to... Not even think. We definitely need to. If we're going to use this, we need to go ahead and put him at level 25. No matter what. Just to get that ingredient finder. Just enough for level 25. That's all that matters. About 12,000 dream shards. That's worth it. So we can bump that up. Boom. Actually, no, I will be collecting from Arawak. I almost said that I wasn't going to be. I will be collecting from Arawak. Yeah, it doesn't really make a difference. Still says Master 3. I think we can do better than Master 3. I think we'll be Master 5 or 6, most likely. Kind of my guess. But again, ultimately, not really super concerned about the rank this week. I'm really just trying to get a good Cyndaquil. Well, no, I guess in a way I am kind of concerned about the rank because we do need to be pretty high up for Onyx. So I lied. I'm kind of concerned about rank. But either way, we're also going to start off with a double helping of breakfast and lunch because we have enough ingredients for what we need. And hopefully between these two, before I go to bed tonight, they can get enough corn to make another recipe or another popcorn, I mean. But that would be my luck that they don't. Hopefully this one's extra tasty. That would be really beneficial. It's been so long since I've gotten an extra tasty. Again, not extra tasty, but 18,513. Another 18,000. It's enough to put it at level 39, which I haven't updated that in a little while. Which makes it the third best dessert that I can make. Officially now. If I could get enough dream shards to increase the pot space one more time, I could make the Jigglypuff's Fruity Flan all throughout the week, provided we could get apples to make that happen. So that might be something we work on pretty soon. But for now, we've got a pretty solid loadout for the team. Everybody's looking pretty good. We finally get to show off a couple of shinies instead of just one at a time. Thought the game was about to crash there right as I was about to end. But one thing I need to do before we wrap things up, there is one more Raikou biscuit to buy. I've already bought the incense. I can't buy any more. So we're going to go ahead and buy that last Raikou biscuit. Yep, that's fine. That's exactly what I want to buy it for. It will convert to a great biscuit after the event exchange is over. That leaves us with 91. So we have a lot of Raikou candy. I'm not super worried about buying more of them right now. It's not a priority. Honestly, handy candy is the better priority. We'll buy as many as we can. Looks like only 8 of them. Or 7 of them. And then, I mean, if all we've got is 7, let's just go ahead and buy 3 candies. Buy what we can. All right, and with that, we are officially 100% done with the Raikou event. Didn't buy out the entire shop like we wanted to. Had some really unfortunate luck with the mains, with a couple of days getting them from the community reports, but it is what it is. That's how it goes sometimes, but that's all I've got for today. Thank you for watching the video. Hope you have a wonderful day, and until next time, later, dudes. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. We are on day 2 of our first week with no event in a couple of weeks. It kind of feels weird, but it's kind of nice to just ease back into the game and just see what happens. We're going to start off with 6,832 sneaky snacking. We're also going to get 10 honey, which is good. We are on desserts week, so we can use that again. Desserts again for the 3rd week in a row. Just feels kind of weird. It's been a while since I've had the same recipe several weeks in a row. But we have 100 sleep points to try to help ease that pain with 3,478 total sleeping points. And for our daily lottery, it's so weird to not have to scroll very far. Oh, well, my bag is full. Okay. Well, if my bag is full and I have 490 diamonds, we have something else we're going to do. Oh, it's on the same page. I don't know why I backed out. Instead, we're going to expand our items pocket. So we can now hold 20 more items. I'm not even sure what my inventory is. Ooh, a biscuit. That's good. That's going to be good. We're definitely going to be stocking those back for the upcoming events. Now that we know we've got a couple down the road pretty shortly. So definitely going to be saving those. Going to be a lot of things that we're doing to prep for Inte and Suicune when they do eventually make their appearance. But for now, we're going to jump into this sleep report and hopefully... I don't think I forget exactly when Onyx spawns. I should have looked it up and I forgot. I think it's like grade 3 or 4 and I don't think I got there yet. 9 hours and 27 minutes of sleep, 10% dozing, 47% snoozing, and 43% slumbering. Looks pretty balanced, which it is. Which is not bad. That means we do have a chance of getting anything and everything we want. I think Onyx is probably the most rare Pokemon that I'm searching for this week. Only 7.4 million. That seems so low after the last 2 weeks. 7.4 million. I feel like I just started the game again. Okay, we've got a why not. What else do we have? Probably nothing new today. Swalot, Gulpin, why not, Wobbuffet, and a Geodude. Yep, nothing new today. Honestly, I think the Geodude would probably be the only thing I'm interested in at the moment. And even then, it's only a very small interest. We have a good Graveler, a pretty good Golem. Swalot's hungry. Yeah, I could use a better one, but I'm not really worried about that. But I suppose we do need to feed our biscuit to somebody. And you know what? If we do have a good Geodude, let's just go ahead and feed it to Gulpin, because we definitely need a better one. Let's go ahead and feed it to Gulpin, and we'll, maybe by the time Gulpin is useful, if it ever becomes useful, maybe we'll actually have a good one. But that's all we're going to do today. Nothing really too crazy. Now the question is, what candy do we send out? Honestly, I think the Geodude candy is the way to go. Soybeans and I believe also potatoes from Geodude, so that should help some people get some potatoes. Hopefully. And then only 384 research XP with 425 dream shards. All right. A nice little tiny sleep research just to kind of ease back into the normal flow of the game. Yeah, only grade 2. I did complete some missions, but you know what? Let's go ahead and do that last. No point in collecting missions and then completing another one and then go and collect them again. It's just no point in that. Let's go ahead and move on with the normal stuff, the normal flow of things. No new news. And then for the community reports, we have 48. Nice. That's what I needed throughout the entire event. Never hit that high. I think maybe once we did. But we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 that doubled up out of 48. That's really good. Around 30%. Not bad. Hey, all right. Let's see if I can get this right. Vancha March. Level 5. Shout outs to the level 5 friends. With 2 small handy candies. No more level ups today, but good job, Vancha. Keep it up. All right. And with that, we can go ahead and get our breakfast going. Skill trigger from you at the beginning of the day is always a good thing. That means we're going to get quite a bit of extra strength from you today. Can we get a skill trigger on Blastoise? Ooh, 2 for 2. Not bad. All right. I like it. I like it a lot. We are running out of ingredient space though. So let's go with you first. Corn. Corn is definitely what we need. Need a lot of it. Hey, another ingredient or skill trigger. plus a couple extra corn. More sausage than corn this time, but that's all right. And some extra oil. We didn't quite hit 600, but we got close. All right, so let's get this breakfast up and running. Gonna be popcorn for sure. If I can get enough dream shards, we will be getting the final pot increase for now, and then I will try to do the dream eater butter curry, but that's gonna be a rough one. Let's throw in these mushrooms. Those are very good. Herbs are very nice, and we have plenty of sausage, so let's go ahead and throw that in there too. Hopefully we can break 20,000 with this. 8,048. It's going to double to about 18,000. Not quite 20,000. 19,734. So that's good. But yeah, if we can get to a point where we're making the Dream Eater butter curry consistently, it is better than the popcorn in the long run. Especially given that it's like 20 extra ingredients or something like that, almost 20. So that would be very helpful if we can make that consistently. I honestly think even if we can only do it 2 times out of every day, I still think it might work out mathematically better than popcorn 3 times a day. That's an assumption I have. I need to run the math on that, but I'll do that once we get closer to actually being able to do it. For now, not a whole lot going on. The event is over. We only have one Ryko main left. Can't buy anything with it. Yeah, not a whole lot going on today. This team has been performing pretty well. The one last thing I want to check after we get this mission. So some dream shards, which is good. Ooh, I didn't even look. We have that looks like a graveler. It's kind of hard to tell. Yeah, a graveler. For the incense for the Master 3. So that's an interesting one. Really was hoping for a fire incense. Somebody in the comments mentioned holding on to your fire incense for the Ryko event. Same with the water incense for the Suicune event. It'll be good to make sure that you get the fire and water spawns to increase the amount of, if they keep the mechanic the same, this is, increase the amount of Entei mains and Suicune mains that you collect from those Pokemon that show up during your sleep research. So definitely hold on to your fire incense and your water incense for those events respectively. And for now, the one last thing I wanted to check, I wanted to see how we're looking on ingredients, specifically the popcorn stuff. Definitely need more oil, so we're not going to swap out Krogunk. Same with the corn. How are we doing on milk? Milk, we have plenty. And we've got plenty of cocoa for now. We might swap out Blastoise for today. I'm thinking maybe we swap out Blastoise for Toxicroak for a little bit. Just to try to get up some more oil, and then I'll swap Toxicroak out before I go to bed, because I don't want him to hit level 30 just yet. We did get the new Krogunk, but you were okay. But the Toxicroak is just better. I would need to give him an energy pillow, though. You know what? I'm thinking actually maybe we do something else. I have an idea. So let's get another berry specialist on the team. Let's do... Ooh, actually, you might be an interesting choice. You actually could be a very interesting choice for this. You know what? Yeah, let's run this experiment. Let's run this experiment with our Arcanine for today and see if maybe his skill trigger can help us get some more corn and oil. The one thing I want to check before we go, I keep saying one last thing I want to check, but I do want to double check with this Arcanine and see how much it's going to take to get him to 25. He's currently level 18, so let's see what we can do. Oh, they changed up the candy calculator too. Okay. All right. Well, we can figure this out together, I guess. So we're at current level 18. It's not any of these Pokemon. So other, correct. Target level is 25. XP to next level 102. And I own 7 candies. Nature XP gains down, so Sassy, let's see, main skill chance up, XP gains down for Sassy. The XP boost rate currently is just 1, there's no boost. Dream Shard depletion rate is also 1, there's no candy boost going on. Own candies not enough to reach target level. Yes, that is correct. Consume boosted candies first before consuming the unboosted candies. Also correct. Okay. Am I missing something? Let's see. I'm looking for the button to tell me how much I need, but I don't see it, and this is just a blank chart. Okay. Maybe XP table is the new thing I need to be looking at. Ah, so this is the old one. Okay, so I'm assuming that optimal candy usage is used when you already have a surplus of candies. So let's see, if I do 400 candies. Cool. So this just tells me, let's see, level, is this the levels? No, that's boosted candies. Oh, it's going to be 162 candies. Okay, so according to this, 162 candies to get me to level 25. Let's see if we go to the EXP table, which is the old XP calculator that we're used to seeing. Let's plug in the information again. Current level's 18, still not one of the legendaries or pseudos, so it is an other Pokemon with 102 XP to go, and I own 7 candies. Nature is Sassy. XP boost rate and Dream Shard depletion rate both 1. So at this rate, I need to get to level 25. I would need 155 more plus the 7 I have, 162, and optimal candy usage does say 162. So you can figure the information out just by throwing in a random high number here, or use this XP table is what it's called now to look at it the old way, and you can see exactly how much you need to hit each individual level. So if you're wanting to figure out how much candy you need to use to get to a certain level to evolve a Pokemon, this is a good way to go. I think for the most part, outside of candy boost events, I'd probably just go to the EXP table, but it's up to you, whatever you're more comfortable with. To me, this one just seems easier because then you're not worried about anything else. Plus, it also seems like you can plug in the candy boost in here as well. So up to you, whichever one you want to use. I'll probably just use this one just because I'm more familiar with it. But to get to level 25, we would need to use 52 small candies, and we have that, but that would deplete our entire supply. And I don't want to do that. Not right now. I feel like I still want to hold on to these handy candies, and this is just a for fun investment, not one that's necessarily going to be a big game changer. So I think I'm going to hold off for now. We'll just let Arcanine run as it is, and hopefully it works out. We'll see how many skill triggers we get throughout the day. 2 or 3 would be a good start, but we'll just have to see how it goes. And if you could get a couple skill triggers today, that'd be even better. But that said, that is all I've got for today. Thank you for watching the video. Make sure you have a wonderful day no matter where you are. And until next time, later, dudes. Good morning, everyone. Before we get into today's video, I wanted to stop for a moment and say thank you. I hit 500 subscribers on the channel yesterday, and that's a goal that I couldn't have reached without you and your support. Whether you've been with me since the beginning when I was just kind of awkwardly talking into the microphone and still getting used to this solo one-on-one setting, or you're one of the recent subscribers that's joined along the way and thought, this Pokemon guy, you know, he's a bit weird and kind of dumb sometimes, but he's kind of funny. To all of you out there that have subscribed, thank you. And if you haven't subscribed, now's a great time to do so. I am currently setting goals for 1,000 subscribers. Have some ideas in mind for things that we can do for when we do hit 1,000 subs, and some things that have been changing around the channel as of hitting 500 subs, some of which you may have already seen. Others, who knows what's to come. But all of that is out of the way. Again, thank you, and let's get into today's video. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. We are on day 3 here on Taup Hollow, looking for us a nice Cyndaquil or an Onyx. Only a 98 sleep score, huh? With 4,943 sneaky snacking, it feels bad compared to that 20,000 we were getting every day. Now barely getting 5. But it's kind of nice to return. I think I've said it before. It's nice to return to just a normal week where we can just kind of chill out and just see how things go. We did get 98 sleep points, which puts us at 3,576. And for our daily lottery, what did we get? Some diamonds or a biscuit would be nice. Diamonds it is. 20 diamonds. Very good. Very, very good. I do need to make back some of those diamonds that I spent on that bundle. It was definitely worth it, but I want to make some of them back. It's nice to have a little surplus of diamonds for whenever you need it, you know? Sometimes a bundle pumps up and it's a good idea, so you just gotta buy it. Well, let's go ahead and jump into this sleep report. Session 256. And we have 8 hours and 18 minutes of sleep. Up a little early today, like I should be all the time anyway, with 9% dozing, 39% snoozing, and 52% slumbering. That is gonna be a slumbering type sleep, which is good for the Onyx, not so good for the Cyndaquil. Hopefully, let's see, we had like what, 7.5 million yesterday, maybe 12 million today would be nice, but I'm thinking closer to 10. Oh, no, I was way off in the other direction. 14.2 million, very nice. With 1 atop belly and a bunch of 1 stars. The 1 stars are good. That's what we need to see Onyx. 2-star Onyx doesn't start showing up to like Ultra 3, Ultra 2, somewhere around there. All right, so we've got an atop belly Riolu, which is something we already had. Probably not anything new. Yeah, no, it looks like it's all old stuff. 6 spawns. We've got Riolu, Togepi, Cubone, Geodude, another Cubone, and a Riolu. 2 Riolus. Might be good to have a decent Riolu for whenever we do get a Double Dream Shard event. Outside of that, I don't really know why I would want one, but who's hungry? Riolu's hungry. I mean, out of everything here, might as well feed the Riolu just to see. We already have 2 pretty good Marowaks. Togepi, I've got a really good one. Riolu probably need a better one. I don't even remember what mine was rated at. I got it months ago, and since Riolu's not really super useful, in progress, it's taken a while. Since Riolu's not really super useful, I haven't paid any attention to it since I caught it, so I don't even remember what it is. All right, and we are just gonna wrap it up there. Still saving biscuits for the next couple of beasts whenever they do finally drop. So I think in terms of what to send out today, probably Geodude again to help people get potatoes. Yeah, it's probably the right call. Just send out the Geodude. We don't have any rare spawns today, so no point in giving anything else. Just give the Geodude candy out. Hopefully get some potatoes for some people. And that's going to give us 725 research XP and 1,554 dream shards. That's more than what I thought I was going to get. All right, so for this Riolu, let's see. Level 12 and Jolly. I don't remember what Jolly is. Ooh, oil and double potatoes? That's not bad. That's pretty good. I'm okay with that. Let's see. So we've got Helping Speed to start off with. Berry Finding, also good. Helping Speed S. Helping Speed S at level 10. Berry Finding at 25. Helping Speed M at 50. Ingredient Finder S, not so much. At 75. And Skill Trigger S. Okay, Skill Trigger is what we need. preferably a little earlier though. What about the nature? Jolly is XP gains up and ingredient finding down. Interesting. I don't know how this is going to turn out. This is actually an interesting combination. I feel like it's going to be kind of just okay. It does take a huge dip at level 30. That's probably because I have the cooking schedule on, because I always forget that it just automatically activates for this page. I don't want it to be active on this page. There's only a couple of pages I want the cooking schedule to take effect. On here, I want to opt in. I don't want to have to opt out. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I crashed it. 44, level 75 popped up first. Okay. I mean, yeah, that is going to be one of the lowest, simply for the fact that it's ingredient finder. Might need to recalculate. Let's just go ahead and do that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, I done goofed. All right, well, let's refresh the page. Let's try again. Riolu, subskill. Whoop, nope. Potatoes, subskills. We've got helping speed S, berry finding, helping speed M, ingredient finder S, and skill trigger S. Level 100. Cooking is turned off. Don't worry about cooking. I don't care. Okay, now we're in business. It does still take a dip at level 30, which you think wouldn't matter for calculating expected skill count. You'd think it would just ignore the ingredients. Because what's the other alternative? Oil? I mean, yeah, maybe the ideal scenario is oil at 30 and then potatoes or eggs at 60. Just to be a little more balanced so that you get, 4 and 3. So throughout the day, it's a little more balanced. This is actually not as good as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a little bit better with the helping speed, but I guess I'm guessing Riolu has a low base skill trigger. Level 100 is going to bump it up some, but not much. With skill trigger S at level 100. Yeah. I need to compare this to the old one. Like I said, I don't remember what the old one looked like at all. I don't remember any of the skills or anything. This one does at least have berry finding, so it will be good for that. A fighting type in this one. Okay, which makes sense. So total expected skill count of 48. I mean, I think this one's worth holding on to over the other one just because berry finding is there, but I don't know. That's not really looking too great. Let's go ahead and check the other one while we're here. Let's do a live comparison. Where's the other one? Well, this one was all oil though. Level 100. Let's see. What were our sub skills? Oh, inventory up, M, S, ingredient finder, helping speed, and skill trigger. Yeah, honestly, the other one's better. Hasty, which is the same positive, just a different negative. Oh, yeah. Yeah, helping speed at level 10 is really helping the other one out. So, okay, well, this is the one we're going to keep over the other one for sure then, because that skill trigger S at level 100 is definitely not going to be picking this one up. So, cool. We got one we can keep. Very good. Let's go ahead and move on. Now that we've crashed the website and, recovered. Let's go ahead and move on. I know we have some new news. I've been spoiled a little bit. Didn't read it, but I saw that it was there. Okay, so the new news, let's see, April 9th and then April 10th. Okay, so we've got 2 new news. I didn't know that. I thought we only had the 1. All right, so the end of Pokemon Sleep support for Android OS 7 systems. As we continue to create new features for a continually updated game, we plan to end support for Pokemon Sleep for the following OS versions as of an update scheduled for late July 2024. So we got a little bit of time if you need to upgrade to a new phone or a newer phone. Got a little bit of time, but Android 7.0, 7.1, 7.1.1, and 7.1.2, beginning in late July 2024, players using one of these OS versions will no longer be able to play Pokemon Sleep. Support will continue for Android 8 and above, as well as for iOS. If you use one of those OSs, there is no need to take any action. If you're unsure whether or not your device falls in one of the above operating systems, please check with the manufacturer of your device. If you have any questions about this news, please contact us through the home screen, main menu, settings, and more. Contact us. How to confirm your version of Android OS. Open the Settings app. Select About Phone, select Android version. The app name, menu display, or steps required may vary depending on your device. To those with devices using Android, any of the OSs listed above, you can continue playing Pokemon Sleep by either updating your OS version or transferring your data to a device with Android 8 above or iOS. Also, if you're using a device with Android OS 7.1 or 7, 7.1, 7.1.1, or 7.1.2 and have been considering purchasing a premium pass, please do so after updating your OS version or transferring your data to a device with Android 8.0 or above or iOS. Then at this point, I think we all know how to transfer your data. If not, it's here in the news if you need it. It's pretty simple. I've done it once, just messing around with trying to get this app to work its best while recording. The rest of this, I'm not going to read it. It's going to take us forever and is only really useful to a select few people. So if you need the information, it is here in the news, and we'll go ahead and move on to Update Contents version 1.4.3. This update includes the following improvement. You will need to update to the latest version through your app store. It is a bug fix. Important. You will need to update to version 1.4.3 before the maintenance and version 1.5.0 update. If your version remains 1.4.2 or lower, there is a possibility the app's update notices will not display properly after the version 1.5.0 update launches. The maintenance and version 1.5 update is scheduled to launch around April 18th, so we got a couple of weeks. We will update with further details as they are decided. Cool. All right, so we do have some new stuff coming, some bug fixes around April 18th. Good to know. Well, no, today's update is version 1.4.3. You will have a prompt for that download, and then on April 18th, we'll get something else. All right, moving on, we have our medals. We got something new. Times you've gone to bed on time and gotten a stamp 180 times for 3,900 dream shards. Ooh, okay. Spoil me with dream shards today. And for the community reports, another 48 of them. 38. Ooh. Oh, well, to be fair, I am up a little earlier than usual, so that makes sense. With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 that doubled up out of 38. That's pretty good odds, I think. Just about 25%. Good enough for me. No level ups today. Which makes sense. We are running out of people to level up with, so not surprised there. All right, let's go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes. Unfortunately, no skill trigger from Marowak. It did trigger twice yesterday, which is really good. Got plenty of extra berries from that. No skill trigger on Beware. What about you? No. Only a little bit of oil. You know what? Let's go ahead and try Dragonair first. Still no skill trigger. Not a single one. It's all up to you, buddy. Thank you. Who's it going to be on? Ingredient 67. I believe that is the Dragonair. Or could be that we are out. It was the Dragonair. I was thinking it might be our little Krogunk over here, but no, it was Dragonair. All right, so we did get 3 skill triggers with Arcanine yesterday, but it did not help at all with Corn. I think I got spoiled by Raiko's main skill. So yeah, didn't help with Corn. So I think the best bet is going to be to just swap out that Arcanine for the Toxicroak, like I was talking about doing yesterday, just to get the extra oil. We are running a little bit low on oil today. Yep, oil running low. Corn, we're finally getting a little bit of a surplus, but not as much as we need. Honestly, may need to go to Lapis and try to find double Corn Stuffle just to get us through, because this ain't it, Chief. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and fill out the rest of the pot with all this extra sausage that we have. We have a ton of sausage. Thank you, Raiko and Beware. Hopefully we can break 20K. I don't think it's gonna happen. Maybe like 19.8 or something. Ooh, 18.8. Ooh, even worse. All right, 18,852 on the popcorn, which is still good. Still good for Taup. I don't know if that's going to push us into Ultra, though. It might. It did. Just barely. Ultra 1. There we go. All right. So with us at Ultra 1 now, we should be able to get to Ultra 2 no problem. And while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to go ahead and check on that Onyx. See exactly when it's supposed to spawn. Okay, that still says Master 20 for Onyx for some reason in the let me go ahead and show you what I'm looking at. For some reason it still says Master 20 for all of them, and that is definitely not correct. So let's go back to the Pokédex. Where's Onyx? There it is. Let's go to this information. This should be more accurate. Oh. Oh. Okay. I thought you could also see where it spawns or when it starts spawning here, but I guess not. Interesting. Now I'm wondering if I just made that up. I thought it used to be right around here somewhere. Anyway. Well, that's not helpful. It is a Taup Hollow. All right, well, that's not gonna work then. Maybe sleep styles. You know what? Maps was working. We know it's slumbering. So let's see. Great 2 is the first one. This is the second one. Ultra 1. Oh, okay. Cool. So we do now have access to 2-star Onyx if we get slumbering sleep type. And then Master 2 is when we get 3-star Onyx and Steelix potentially. I don't know if I want to catch a Steelix directly. Maybe? I don't know. I guess it's better than not having an Onyx at all, but I would prefer to catch an Onyx. But who knows? We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. For now, there's one last thing we need to do. Collect all this stuff. We have a bunch of herbs just sitting on the ground for no reason. And then we need to swap out and get Toxicroak on the team because we need that oil badly. And then for now, we're good on milk. We're not worried about that. So Blastoise is fine where it's at. We just need to get you on the team, and we're going to give you an energy pillow. Cool. 98%. Like he just woke up, which is fantastic. Works for me. We should, if things work out, we should have a very good supply of oil after today and make another small change to the team tomorrow. Other than that, everything seems to be going as planned. I've only had to make not popcorn once so far this week, so things are going all right. But that is all I have for today. Thank you for watching the video. Hope you have a wonderful day, and until next time, later, dudes. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. We are on day, what is this, 4? Yeah, Thursday, right? Yeah, day 4 here on Taup Hollow, and today we are starting off with our 3 great biscuits from the Raikou biscuits that were converted after the event exchange period has ended. So if you had any Raikou biscuits in your inventory, they should be turned into great biscuits now, which is good news because that means we'll have plenty of biscuits for whenever the next couple of events roll around. We're also going to get 100 sleep points and 7,128 sneaky snacking and 20 diamonds to go along with it. Getting a whole lot of goodies today to start off with. All right. Maybe that bodes well for what's coming up later. With that 100 sleep points, that does put us at 3,676 total sleep points. And for our daily lottery, it's going to be 100 diamonds. No, it's just a small ingredient ticket. Can always hope, right? But all right, let's go ahead and back out. And let's jump straight. excuse me, straight into this sleep report. Hopefully that was the only one. That was out of nowhere. Out of line. Session 257. 9 hours and 2 minutes of sleep. That's going to give us 6% dozing, 48% snoozing, and 46% slumbering. That's looking a little balanced. Yeah, balanced type sleep. That's not bad, though. That does give us a chance at both Cyndaquil and Onyx, so good to have a chance for both of them at the same time, I suppose. We have a big increase in the drowsy power. We got 22.2, almost 22.3 million. 7 spawns on the board. So I'm feeling good about a Cyndaquil today. I see an adorable little Houndour there. Is unfortunate that Houndour is not considered a fire type in this game. I love Houndour. It looks like no Cyndaquil or Onyx. We've got Cubone, Swalot, Eevee, Rattata, Igglybuff, Houndour, and Haunter. Yeah, neither of the one that I want. Or neither of the two that I want, I should say. Which is most unfortunate. But it is what it is. Nothing I can do about that. No one's hungry either. Ooh. You know, I think it caught my eye in the very beginning, and I think that's what we're going to go for. We're going to try to catch this Houndour, because I do need a better Houndour for whenever the Dark Island does finally show up, or the Dark Berry Island. Unfortunately, not a big hit, which means we're not taking anything home today again. Again, just kind of a chill week, only really looking for Cyndaquil and Onyx. Anything else that we get is just a bonus for the rest of the week. That's really the only thing that if I find it, I might really put some effort into catching, especially the Onyx, simply with how rare it is to find. Other than that, yeah, there's nothing really. I mean, the Eevee would be good to work on too, but not at the expense of premium resources. Yeah, just gonna go ahead and wrap it up today. We are creeping ever closer to that guaranteed double gold with Eevee though, so kind of regretting not catching that one now, just to get another one closer to 40. In terms of candy, while Houndour would be good to get people some candy for whenever we do get the Dark Island. We just have a lot of time, so there's not really a need to get one now. Cubone candy would be good to help people to prepare for Taup Hollow. And I feel like everyone has a ton of Gengar candy. Yikes, I don't really know what the, you know what? I think out of the 3 I've mentioned, Marowak is probably, or Cubone candy is probably the one that gets sent out the least. So we'll try to even those out with a little bit of Cubone candy. I don't really know that there was a great choice there. 1,115 research XP and 1,848 dream shards. Actually, not bad results for just kind of how middle of the road this research was. All right. We do have some new news. We have, well, it looks like the more official announcement for Good Sleep Day 9 and the bundles. So let's just start at the top and work our way down. Rest your very best on the night of the full moon. This event is held once a month in all areas for a total of 3 days on the day of the full moon and the days before and after. During this time, drowsy power will be multiplied by 1.5 on the days before and after the full moon, April 23rd and 25th, and on the day of the full moon, April 24th, it will be multiplied by 2.5 times. Let's all try to get lots of sleep during the event and research loads of Pokemon styles. So we've got April 23rd, 24th, 25th. We did know about this. Participating in the event is easy. Participating in the event is Eevee. Wow. Okay, so it's going to be another day where I can't get my words together. That's good. Simply press the sleep button before going to sleep during the event to track your sleep, just like you normally would. We do have a couple of other benefits on the 23rd and the 25th. Not only will you get 1.5 times drowsy power, you also get double the Pokemon Sleep XP for all the Pokemon that are on your team for that night, and a bonus 500 sleep points each night. And then on the night of the full moon, April 24th, you get 2.5 times drowsy power, 3 times Pokemon Sleep XP, and 1,000 bonus sleep points. So, as I say all the time, for those of you that are new, this is a great time to use your incense and have a team with some Pokemon that have Sleep Research XP bonus on. That way you can really take advantage of this Pokemon Sleep XP multiplier. It's a good time to get a good chunk of XP, especially on your pseudo legendaries. And well, now we have legendary now too with Raikou. So this is a great time to get a good chunk of XP on there if you have 1 or 2 Sleep Research XP bonus Pokemon and you use the, the growth incense. You will also end up with like almost 6.5, 6.25 maybe, somewhere around there, multiplier for your sleep XP for that night. So you can end up with like 600 and something XP in one night. So it's a great time for that, as well as any of the other like luck incense, focus incense, and always draw a blank friendship incense, because you're going to have a much higher drowsy power. Great time for almost any of the incense. Moving on, this is just the typical rundown of the multipliers that are just general to all good sleep days. So this is not relevant to this particular sleep day, other than the fact that the full moon is on Wednesday, so that's why we have the 2.5 multiplier, and then the rest is just normal notes, just letting you know that you can take place. Oh, there we go. At the bottom, it gives you the tip I just gave about the growth incense, but just letting you know that this event does take place on all islands. You don't have to go to Greengrass for it, so go wherever the Pokemon you're looking for is going to be for that multiplier. Of course, we may end up with Entei event or something during that time, but the fact that they haven't announced it yet makes me think we're not getting Entei this month. We're probably going to get it next month, but I say that, watch them announce it tomorrow. That would be my luck. Anyway, to go along with the Good Sleep Day event that begins at 4 a.m. on April 23rd, we have the Good Sleep Day bundles. Let's see how well this bundle works out for us. It's going to be 1,500 diamonds, 2 growth incense, 2 luck incense, 2 focus incense, and 9 great biscuits. That one's actually not too terrible, given that bundles are usually the only way to grab most of these incense. It's actually not that bad. 1,500 diamonds. As a free player, that's a lot of diamonds to ask from somebody. I would think you'd probably want to already have like 2,000 built up to buy this, and on top of that, you already want to have all of your inventory expansions done. Maybe not the Pokemon box expansion, because I'm still at only 100 and I think maybe 75, 80 Pokemon right now. So you're probably not hitting that cap, but at least the ingredient and the inventory space expansion's done. If you've got both of those done, maxed out, and you have at least 2,000 diamonds, this one might be all right as a free player. Of course, as a premium player that's buying diamonds, that's 100% up to you if you want to grab this bundle. It seems like a pretty decent one. The Great Biscuits alone are worth 1,800 diamonds if you bought them by themselves. So it's not a bad deal. But, you know, that's just my opinion. Take that into account or don't. It's up to you. It's your game. Play it your way. The rest is just explaining what the focus and growth incenses do. Yeah, so not bad bundles. Not bad at all. Unless I'm completely missing something and they're just absolutely terrible or absolutely godlike. I don't know. Let's go ahead and check our community reports, though. We've got 47 up. Hey, I don't know. I'm not going to count that one. I feel like I saw it and it was a little too late. Anyway, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 that doubled up. A little low today, but that's not bad. That's still close to 20%. No level ups. We've actually gotten a ton. I wish I'd been tracking how much double candy we had got this entire time, but it's way too late for me to start that now just to see how much double candy we've got since that feature was implemented. Another 675 sneaky snacking will be our reward though. And a skill trigger on Marowak. Great way to start the day, especially look, all berries. This Marowak is super good for Taup Hollow. And a skill trigger on Dragonair is very good. Usually that means the start of a good day, but you can see somebody still prefers the herbs to the corn. And it is much to my detriment. It is further reinforcing that we just need to go back to Lapis and find a double corn Stuffle, because Beware also has a skill trigger, but look how many more ingredients. Look at the ingredient to berry ratio of Beware compared to what we just saw with Dragonair, where Dragonair was mostly berries and about 30% ingredients. Beware looks like about 30% berries. So this is why we need to go back and just get a double corn Stuffle. It's going to be so much better. Another skill trigger, very nice. Oil production, not really looking too great on our shiny Krogunk. Only going to be on the team until I feel like we have a decent supply of oil. And honestly, it really only feels like these two are just barely keeping up with the amount of oil I need per day. So it may actually be on the team for a while, and it may be worth investing just to evolve it. I don't know. We need to look at that. Part of me wants to, and then part of me is like, no, it's a bad idea, bro. It's a bad idea. Don't do it, man. Let's go ahead and get breakfast going, though, while we figure that out. I just cannot use enough sausage per day. I feel like we started the week at about 130 sausage, and I've been using sausage as a filler all week, and I am still gaining sausage. So I guess we're set for sausage whenever we get curries finally. 19,191, a very interesting number for our breakfast. And we can hopefully hit the next rank. That should be enough. Oh yeah, definitely. I thought we were way lower. That put us about halfway into Ultra 2. Ultra 3, sorry, wow. Today's Thursday, we're at Ultra 3. Yeah, I'm thinking Master 1 was definitely a conservative guess for the beginning of the week. What does it take to get to Master 3? That's really what I want just for that incense. 472, so we're just over halfway to where we need to be. And we still got Sunday as well. Yeah, we're doing fine. Master 3 should be doable. Especially if we can change some things up and make this ingredient production a little bit better. But in order to check that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here on the left side of the Rainon website, click on production comparison. And none of these settings are going to matter for what I'm looking at today. So we're just going to go ahead and plug in. Where's our Krogunk? Oh, that's right. You guys are further down. So there's Krogunk. And let's go ahead and plug in our Toxicroak. Expand all. Let's see. So you're actually level 29. How close are you to 30? Because this is about to bite me if I don't keep an eye on this. Okay, we've still got 4 days that this can be on the team without going to level 30. Yeah, because if it does go to level 30, our sausage problem is going to get even worse. Okay, so right now, 10 oil and 26 oil, so about 40 per day, and I need 14 and 14. I need 42 per day, so they're not even technically meeting the amount that I need. If we get Krogunk to level... You know what? Krogunk is oil. What if we just go to level 30 and evolve? How does that affect it? 36, so that almost gives us everything we need. That would actually... Doing that would actually... And you're only 3 levels off. Doing that would actually be a good thing, and it brings in more berries, which I'm not really worried about berries. I'd rather it bring in more oil, but the simple fact that it's got oil at level 30, that might actually be the right call. I think we're gonna do it because we really need to get to a point where we have enough oil that we don't have to worry about it. And then how much do we need? We're also going to take advantage of the EXP table. So we've got this Krogunk is level 25 with 321 to go. And I own 79 candies. The nature is neutral, so I don't need to worry about putting one in there. But to get it to level 30, we need... Oh, 42 additional candies. Okay. I was very confused, but just me being dumb. Anyway, so we need 42 additional candies to get to level 30, which means we need another 40 to evolve. Which, yeah, so that should be pretty easy. We should be able to do that no problem. Let's go ahead and give the berries we have now. And then that should leave us with 0 at level 28. Let's just go ahead and recalculate. 340. And we own 0 candies. I said 0. Oh, it will not let me put 0. Okay, there we go. You have to hit backspace to get to 0. Okay. So we're at 0. We need 42 more, which makes sense. Which is 14 small handy candies. Yeah, let's use the... I was thinking about using the mediums, but let's use the smalls just to clear up some space. Let's see, we need 14. I'm doing this in a very time inefficient way, but it's all right. It'll be okay. And then we'll level up just enough to hit 30. That's all we need. Level 30 ingredient unlocked. Now we have more oil. Even better. All right. Did I use all the candy anyway? Whatever. I need 40 to evolve, which means I need... No, I needed to use all the candy. I don't know what I'm thinking. Yeah, let's just clear up a little more space. So I need 14 more handy candies, right? Yes, 14 more small handy candies. That'll give me another 42, and that will let us evolve into Toxicroak. Shiny Toxicroak at that. And that should solve our oil problems. It is not the best Toxicroak, but it is a good one. It's pretty decent. Honestly, if we wanted to, we could make it even better. Let's see. If I were to do this, which could be really dumb, because I may end up having to spend 2 seeds, but let's just hypothetically say I did get Ingredient Finder M. That would give me 42, roughly 42 a day, which is exactly what I need. So that would definitely let me build up a surplus with whatever this other Toxicroak would bring in, at least until it hits level 30. So it might be worth it just to build up that surplus of oil and corn and milk for popcorn, which actually I need to check on milk. We may need Blastoise back on the team soon, but I think we should have enough for today. For now, that should give us enough oil for a while. And then hopefully I have enough milk to get through the rest of today, and then I can swap in Blastoise for this old Toxicroak, so that we can start building our milk back up. Okay, yeah, we have plenty of milk for the rest of the day. We have enough for a day, 4 more meals. So we've got enough to last till lunch tomorrow if need be. And then you can see the corn situation is not doing great. Not at all. And we still got to start building up ingredients for Sunday. So hopefully this solves our oil problem. That's going to be the plan. Stock up oil today, stock up milk tomorrow because we're going to need milk for Sunday as well. We're going to need honey, so we probably need to get Venusaur in pretty soon. Maybe Pinsir. Yeah, going to be some interesting changes, but I think we'll be all right. I really just need to get to a point where I can stock up plenty and we should be good. Before I run, the last thing we need to do is come over here to team, click on Pokemon box. I'm trying to get better about keeping track of these. And I feel like if I do it while I'm recording, I will be more likely to actually keep track of it rather than forget about it because, oh, I'm done. Let me go ahead and, start getting the video ready to be uploaded. And then I forget about it. So let's go ahead and do it now. We'll turn this shiny Croagunk into a shiny Toxicroak. We will level up this Toxicroak so it's level 29. One thing I forgot is to say, oh no, I did get the evolution count. Perfect. So that is everything that we changed today, and that should be everything except for the missions. I did forget. Let's go see what we got. Hey, there we go. Already getting those handy candies right back. Perfect. 3 handy candies, and that's a job well done. And that is all I have for today. So thank you for watching the video. I hope you have a wonderful day, and until next time, later, dudes. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. We are on day 5 here in Tau Paulo, hoping to find us a nice little Cyndaquil or Onyx. Looks like we get that dark screen again for the first time in a while, with 6,751 sneaky snacking to start off with. Not enough to push us into Ultra 5, but we're almost there. Definitely going to be there after breakfast. 100 sleep points puts us at 3,776, and our daily lottery is very nice, a medium ingredient ticket. I think I'm just gonna save those. I don't know, I feel like I've used those a little bit too quickly in the past, and they're kind of a really nice boost on weeks where you just need some extra filler and you're just really behind on your ingredient count. So I think I'm gonna hold on to that for a while. But let's jump into this sleep report. Again, looking for Cyndaquil or Onyx, so we need either snoozing or a slumbering sleep type, or balanced. Balanced is good too, but it just kind of depends on how things go. 8 hours, 54 minutes of sleep. And we've got 8% dozing, 46% snoozing, and 46% slumbering. Okay. Balanced again, that's good. That means we have a chance at both. Let's see, we got, I think it was like 22 something million yesterday, so we should be close to 30 today. Just over 30. Ooh, 31 million. With only 7 spawns, but it's on a top belly, so that should bode well for a Cyndaquil, maybe. A top belly Togepi. Ooh, okay. I don't think we're gonna have anything new. And nothing new. Hey, Shuppet. Shuppet's good. We do need one of those as well. A better one. So we've got Shuppet, Swalot, Haunter, Wigglytuff, Growlithe, Togepi, and Eevee. Growlithe, unfortunately, I do not need you at all, but it looks like the Shuppet is probably going to be the only thing that I'm concerned about out of this group. Of course, the Growlithe is the hungry one. The one that I objectively have the best specimen of any of the species of Pokemon I've caught so far. Yeah. The Shuppet is the only thing I'm really worried about because we do need a better one. We need, I think the best one I have is like 60. I forget what it was. It's the one we caught, what was it, last week or the week before? And it was 60 something percent or PR. So unfortunately, not a big hit or anything. So it looks like another day this week where we're not catching and taking anything home with us. Let me see our supply of biscuits. Our biscuit supply is actually starting to look pretty healthy. Kind of want to keep it that way. I don't want to spend any biscuits that we don't really need to spend. The Shuppet would be good, but it's not necessary at the moment. It's not a high priority. So I guess we're just going to go ahead and wrap it up, and we're not going to take anything home with us. Ooh, yeah, I didn't even think about candy to send out. It's actually a good call, or a good question. Which candy is the right one? I kind of want to say Jigglypuff candy for the healer aspect of Wigglytuff, but I feel like most people send that out. So what's something that we can send out to kind of balance the scales? I feel like the main three that I normally would pick would be like the Haunter, the Wigglytuff, or the Eevee, but everybody's already done that. So what if we send out the Shuppet? I feel like that would probably help out the most. Granted, my one candy is probably not going to help in the grand scheme of things, but maybe if enough of us kind of tip the scales towards some of the lesser sent out candies, maybe we can help everybody in a more general sense. We did get 1,494 research XP and 2,713 dream shards. All right, let's move on and see. I think, ooh, new news. Ooh, new event. Oh, and Comfey. Oh, okay. That is not anywhere close to what I would have expected to be the next Pokemon released. I thought it would be a fire or a water type to go along with Entei or Suicune, just like we had with Dedenne and Raikou. Okay, well, so we've got Comfey coming to the game. It seems Comfey has been spotted near certain areas. Maybe this is thanks to the sleep research you've all been conducting. It may be possible to encounter it during sleep research soon. Okay, so beginning April 22nd, today is the 12th, so in 10 days, which would make that Monday, right? I think that's correct. Oh yeah, and right before the Good Sleep Day as well. Comfey incense can be used starting from the date and time above, so maybe we can get it beforehand. And it's going to be on Greengrass, Cyan Beach, and Lapis, so that's good. It isn't only on one island, so newer players will also be able to get it, as well as some of the more veteran players that are going to Lapis. You can also run into it there, so fantastic. Snoozing type, that's pretty good. Yeah, I'm curious what the what it's going to be, like what kind of specialist and what its main skill will end up being. But anyway, the bigger news, we have an event coming up, the Flower Festival. Event lasts from 4 a.m. on Monday, April 22nd, so the same day Comfey comes out, to Monday, April 29th in all areas. Ooh, every island, so we don't have to just be on Greengrass. That's even better. Which means that, for sure, not either of the beasts are coming out this month. That'll be next month, I'm assuming. During this event, you'll be able to meet Pokemon of various sleep types, regardless of your own. In particular, grass type and fairy type Pokemon will be more likely to appear. So definitely getting us ready for, what's it called? Lapis. Getting people good grass types to take to Lapis. Also during this event, Snorlax's requested dishes will be set to salads. Ooh, I wonder if this means we're getting more recipes for salads like we did with desserts. And the final strength value for dishes will be multiplied by 1.5. Sounds like that's what's happening. The multiplier for extra tasty dishes will be different depending on the day. Ooh. I don't remember if this was the same last time around when we did the dessert event for Valentine's Day. On Sunday, extra tasty dishes will give 4.5 times as much strength, and on other days it will give out 3 times as much, which means that Dedenne might actually be worthwhile to have on your team just to boost those chances if you've got a good Dedenne. And during this week-long event, one of the Pokemon that visits during your sleep research will for sure arrive hungry. That's nice, so we get a guaranteed hungry every day. Note this applies to only 1 sleep session per day. This effect applies separately from the hungry effects of the friend incense and the good camp tickets, so you can really stack those up and end up with at least 3 hungry guaranteed. If you use a good camp ticket and a friend incense together, that's exactly what they're saying. In addition, through limited time missions during the event, you can get great rewards such as Comfey incense, so that's how we get it. We hope you're looking forward to it. How to progress in the event. Participating in the event is easy. Simply tap the sleep button before going to sleep during the event period to track your sleep. And it's on any island, so it doesn't matter where you go. If you don't want to participate in the hunt for Comfey, you can still go to Snowdrop and Taup Hollow and get all the other benefits, so that's good. During sleep research, one will be hungry. Dishes are set to salads, final strength, blah, blah, blah. This is just kind of breaking down everything. I'm just checking to make sure there isn't something that we missed. A few Pokemon, pseudo balanced sleep, certain Pokemon more likely to appear. Yep. And may meet certain shiny Pokemon. So maybe the event Pokemon shiny boost rates are boosted. Whoa. Oh, that's for the last day of the event. For the other days, it is the same, it looks like. So what's different? Oh, it's just the bonus to the extra tasty dishes. Everything else is the same. Yeah, everything else is reading the same. Here we go. Pokemon that are easier to encounter during the event. The greater appearance rate for the grass types: Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Venusaur, Bellsprout line, Chikorita line, Leafeon. For the fairy types, the Clefairy line, Jigglypuff line, Cleffa, Togepi, Sylveon, and Comfey. The greater appearance rate for these Pokemon applies only to the separate areas where each Pokemon appears. So here's where we have to make a decision on where we want to go. It looks like no matter what island you're on, you are going to get some higher spawn rates. So it really just depends on what you're trying to catch. This is a long list, so buckle up. Okay, for Greengrass Isle, the higher spawn rates are for Bulbasaur, and I'm just going to say the first evolution of the line. So for Bulbasaur, Bellsprout, Chikorita, and Leafeon, higher rates on Greengrass, as well as Clefairy, Jigglypuff, Cleffa, Togepi, and Sylveon, and Comfey. So pretty much every Pokemon. I think all of those spawn on Greengrass for every event Pokemon, so that's good. Cyan Beach, if you want to narrow it down to Bellsprout or Chikorita, as well as Clefairy, Jigglypuff, and losing it because they have them weirdly out of order. The baby Pokemon are last, I guess because it's in Pokedex order, but that threw me off. The Bellsprout line, Chikorita line, Cleffa, and Igglybuff lines as well. For Taup Hollow, you've got the Clefairy line, the Jigglypuff line, and Togepi. For Snowdrop, you have Bellsprout, Clefairy, Jigglypuff, and Togepi. And then for Lapis, it looks like most everybody again. It looks like Greengrass and Lapis have a pretty similar spawn table. Bulbasaur, Bellsprout, Chikorita. Well, Lapis does have the benefit of getting Bayleaf and Meganium as well, not only Chikorita like Greengrass has. And then Clefairy, Jigglypuff, Togepi, and Comfey. So no Sylveon on Lapis, but you can get Sylveon on Greengrass. The rest looks pretty much the same. So definitely it looks like if you just want to maximize your potential event spawns, Greengrass or Lapis is the way to go. If you're looking for those event spawns, you can pull off a pretty decent score at Lapis, it's probably best to go there and go ahead and get a good corn ingredient gatherer if you don't have one already. And then here's the notes about the Flower Festival. Looks like all the same stuff as normal, so we're not going to go through all of this. Nothing looks new or different. So yeah, it's all the same stuff as any other event, so no need to read through all that. But definitely some exciting times coming up. That means we're getting more Pokemon, which is always good. We already know that Entei or Suicune's coming up soon. Well, both of them technically, but one before the other. Which means we're probably also going to get another Pokemon of their type to go along with it. So, very nice. But alright, we did get a medal. Cooking for Snorlax 630 times. Worth 3,900 Dream Shards, which is good. That's going straight into the pot to increase that maximum pot size. And then we've got our community reports. Let's see what's going on here. We have 41 reports with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 that have doubled up. So well over that 25% that we'd like to see. Very good. No level ups today. That's all right. We'll get them tomorrow. And moving on into breakfast, let's see what we've got. We do need to swap out some team members. A good amount of oil from you for your last day on the team. Very nice. We got some candy from you. That's good. Can you also give me a skill trigger today? Nice. Sometimes you just got to ask nicely. All right, so let's get some of that corn. Looks like about 8. That's pretty good. Definitely going to get plenty of berries and a skill trigger from you. You have been doing great this week. Keep up the good work, buddy. I appreciate you. You, another skill trigger. So that's what, 3 out of 4? Not too bad. Looks like a bunch of sausage and barely any corn, but that's to be expected. We got another 4 corn from him. And then how about you? How are you doing today? Looks like about the same amount of oil as what we got from the other one. But definitely throughout the rest of yesterday, the shiny Toxicroak was definitely outperforming the other Toxicroak. Just go figure, when I actually get them on camera, they're both about the same. But off camera, shiny was definitely bringing in a lot more oil. And here in a second, you will see what I'm talking about when you see how much oil I have compared to what my supply was looking like yesterday. We are definitely making popcorn. We've actually started to knock out a bit of this sausage, but it looks like it's starting to stack back up again. Where's the oil? Yeah, 52 oil now, and there was like, what, 26 or something like that yesterday? So I feel like we're at a good spot where we can swap out the other Toxicroak and let the shiny one kind of take over oil production for the rest of the week. And we should be all right outside of a couple times, which is probably going to be popcorn is more going to be the limiting factor than oil. But we should be all right for the rest of the week. We do need to get ready for Sunday anyway. Because really, Master 3 is my only goal this week, just to try to, in terms of rank, just to try to get that incense. But we are going to get 19,530 strength from the popcorn. And that will put us probably about 3/4 of the way to Master 1. Honestly, we may not even need Sunday's meals to get to Master 3, because we were only expected to get to Master 1 by the end of the week anyway. I don't know, about half to Master 1, so that's good. Master 3 is 472,000. So yeah, we're only 130,000 away. That's pretty easy to cover in the rest of today and then the next 2 days. So we may not have to cook all 3 meals on Sunday. We might be able to go ahead and stock up for next week, which I'm kind of on the fence on where I want to go for next week. Oh, we got something. Oh, we got another medal. What do we do? Oh, how many times main skills have triggered? 1,280 for 10 diamonds. You know what? For a passive one that's pretty easy to just happen, I'll take some diamonds for that. All right, so now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and swap out this Toxicroak. There you are, buddy. You've done well, but it's time for you to rest before you hit level 30 and ruin everything. Let's see, for Sunday, I think really the only thing worthwhile on Sunday might be the, you know what? We could go for the tea time corn scones just to work on leveling it up. Let's see if we get it to level 34. Yeah, it still doesn't perform as well as the flower gift macarons, but it's not bad. The only downside is the macarons are just easier to get ingredients for because we have the Blastoise that can get us cocoa and milk, which we need milk for. You know what? This was not even a question now that I'm thinking it through. We need milk anyway for the popcorn. Where's it at? Yeah, popcorn. So with Blastoise on the team, he usually brings in enough milk to cover both popcorn and still have a surplus for the end of the week. The hard part's going to be the eggs and the honey, especially since right now we're just barely getting enough corn to make the popcorn for every meal. And we could drop Marowak off of the team, but I really don't want to. Yeah, I really don't want to drop Marowak from the team. It's putting in a lot of good work for us. And it's going to be pretty good later on down the road. Not perfect, but pretty good. The only thing that would make it better is if it had energy recovery up nature, but main skill chance up nature is really good too for this one. It's actually better for this, now that I think about it, it's better for the skill to trigger more often than for you to get more out of the skill from the nature. But we're gonna have a hard time with the eggs and the honey. So hopefully I can get a good supply of milk and maybe even the cocoa over today and tomorrow to where, man, it's gonna be a hard Sunday. Maybe we'll just get lucky and we won't have to worry about Sunday because we'll already hit Master 3, and that's really all I care about in terms of rank. Getting higher rank would make it easier to find an Onyx, but ultimately the Cyndaquil is why we're here. You already got all of that. Jeez, good job. The Cyndaquil is ultimately why we're here. The Onyx is just like, hey, if we get one, that's fantastic. But the goal is the Cyndaquil. So, and I'm honestly kind of surprised we haven't seen one at all. It's actually been very strange. Very strange. But I guess it's just kind of the way things go when everything's RNG based. But let's go ahead and collect. We've got Ultra 4, which gives us another Small Dream Cluster. And that is gonna be all that we have for today. So hopefully you have enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day. And until next time, later, dudes. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. We're on day 6 here on Tau Paulo, looking for our Cyndaquil and our Onyx, which are being ever elusive this week. We get 9,267 sneaky snacking to start the day, and another 5 apples to go along with it, which is good. That's going to help a little bit for Sunday, tomorrow. Hopefully. The problem is we are running really behind on getting ready for tomorrow. 3,876 sleep points total with another 100 added to it. And our daily gift is a biscuit. Hey, there we go. All right, nice. Nice. Yeah, we're running really behind on our prep for tomorrow. Luckily, we're already at Master 1. Yeah, we're already at Master 1, so we shouldn't have any issues getting to Master 3. So maybe we don't need a lot of prep for tomorrow. May only need to make breakfast tomorrow just to make sure we hit that Master 3. But let's jump into our sleep report and see. I was very tired. I think one of these days I'm just going to go to bed early and I'm going to turn my alarm off and I'm just going to sleep until I wake up. But this does look good for our Cyndaquil hunt. 5% dozing and 63% snoozing with 32% slumbering. That's almost certainly a snoozing type sleep. It is, which is exactly what we need for our Cyndaquil to show up. We're going to get just shy of 40 million today. I actually looked at the drowsy power before I do this. Most times I don't. Ooh, 38.6 million with only 7 spawns. Interesting. I thought we'd be at 8 by now, hitting Master 1, but I guess not. 2 3-star sleeps, that's kind of wild. 2 3-star sleeps, 5 1-stars, which gives us 5 chances at our Cyndaquil. I do see another fire starter down there, which is not the one we're looking for. Not quite the one we want, but maybe. Ooh, we have some new sleep styles. Only 5 of them. All of the 1-star sleeps were ones we had already with the Rattata, Eevee, Wigglytuff, Jigglypuff, and Charmander. So we've got 2 new sleep styles. Both of the 3-star sleeps are new. So what do we have? Oh, they're both right here. Another Charmander, which we kind of don't need anymore. 3-star sleep, tummy up. Super adorable. But we don't really need a Charmander anymore. Honestly, our Beware is doing so well on Sausage. Oh, that was our last sleep style for a Charmander. So that's all done. But yeah, Beware is doing so well on Sausage that, Charizard used to be the king of Sausage, but now it's looking like it's not really necessary. And then for Doug Trio, we've got the Cozy Trio Sleep, and then just laid over on the ground. That one's kind of funny. Also, the last sleep style we needed for Doug Trio. We are just knocking them out today. All right, so unfortunately, for some reason, no Cyndaquil and no one's hungry. Yeesh. Not good. Honestly, out of all these spawns, none of them are really super important. Yeah, out of everything that spawned here today, the only one that I would be interested in catching is Eevee, because of course we still need some better evolution candidates for Jolteon, Glaceon. We might have a pretty decent Flareon, but we still need a few of the evolutions, so we definitely need to catch some Eevees. And it's, of course, not a big hit because our luck this week has just been terrible. So it looks like, again, we are not taking anything home today. And only 7 spawns on a Saturday. That's so weird. That's very weird. I feel like we should have had 8 already, but I don't know the numbers off the top of my head for what it takes to get 8 spawns. So it's probably, or it's definitely just me. It just feels weird. Anyway, we're going to send out the Charmander candy, try to help out some of the newer players that may not be able to get a Stuffle yet for the sausage. Because Charmander and Charizard will serve them well until they get one. But we got 1,587 research XP, quite a lot for only 7 spawns, and 4,027 dream shards. Very good. Very, very good. Actually, we need to figure out how many dream shards we're up to currently. Just for the quick check. Let's see. A little higher. There we go. It does cost 127,000 to max out the pot. Oh, we only have 53,000. We are way off. Never mind. All right, well, now that that humbling number has been put into my mind, no new news. Of course, we do have the event coming up, which is going to be very interesting. A full salad event. And for the community reports, we got 47. Very good. With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 that doubled up. Not too bad. No level ups today. All right. And with that, we can... Oop. I definitely hit the wrong button there. That's what happens when you're not looking at the screen. All right. With that, we can collect... This guy has been doing really well since we evolved him. I definitely think that was the right call. He's gotten quite a few skill triggers too, which is not a lot of strength added, but every little bit adds up. I think he's done 2 skill triggers a day since I've evolved him. You have been doing fantastic. You, of course, are always fantastic. You've given me a little more sausage than I want, but that just goes to serve my point about getting plenty of sausage from you. Why did only 1 get missed? That's super weird. Anyway, you've been doing great on the berry front, and I've been pretty happy with most of the team so far. You, of course, you've actually been doing better yesterday in terms of corn, but not good enough to save you from being taken off the team. You, of course, are always fantastic. Oh, inventory is full. Okay, that's kind of a good thing, though. Kind of a good thing. So let's see. Popcorn. Ooh, not scones. Popcorn. We actually have quite a lot of eggs. We may not need to put Delibird on the team for too long, but we do need to get some of these apples going. But for now, let's just go ahead and fill in with the sausage. Not apples. What am I talking about? Apples. Apples don't go in the macarons. It's honey. That's the one. Which we have a hard time with honey. Still have yet to get a solid honey gatherer, but we did get 19,868 from this popcorn, which is level 42. The popcorn is might be our first max rank dish. I don't know, with the way the macarons go on Sundays, they get quite a boost from hitting extra tasty, so maybe not. I've begun to ask myself, do I want to go back and make some of these lower level recipes and like complete the game by having all the low level recipes maxed out? But I feel like that would just make progress in the game grind to a halt, and I don't know that I want to do that. But I'm curious if any of you out there are thinking about doing something like that or have a desire to do so. just to kind of get an idea of different ways that people could play the game. All right, so let's see. A little lower. Oh, too high. I really need to start paying attention to the screen. All right, so in our bag, let's see the ingredients. We've got 43 eggs, which is almost enough for 2 macarons. We have no honey at all, so we desperately need honey. Milk, we're doing okay. Cocoa, we have plenty. We're only trying to make at most 2 dishes tomorrow. And then we're going to stock up for the week after that. So I think we're going to keep Blastoise on the team because he's usually pretty good about stocking up on ingredients. Not worried about the honey or the eggs at the moment. I am worried about the honey. So I think for right now, I'm going to... the one thing I forgot to check, oil. Let me see where we're at on oil. 39. Okay. So we can replace Toxicroak with Venusaur or Pinsir. And then we need to keep Beware and Dragonair on the team for corn, which is not good. Not good at all. Eggs, I'm not worried about. Milk, we're going to keep Blastoise on the team. So yeah, the only change we need to make is swapping out Toxicroak for Venusaur or Pinsir, which let's go ahead and check out which one's going to be the better choice. So again, we're going to use this production comparison on the website. And let's see, we have our Venusaur and we actually have 2 Pinsirs to choose from. Or no, I forgot. I got rid of 1 Pinsir. I actually went through and got rid of the one that wasn't as good. I mean, it looks like Pinsir might be the way to go. Does bring in more honey. If we get it to level 25, would that matter? No, it's inventory up. Inventory up would not help. And this Pinsir has such a bad PR that it's not really worth investing in. We're only using it because we don't have a better one. Yeah, 26 PR. It's not good. So we're only using it because we don't have a better Pinsir. And yet somehow it still outperforms our Venusaur just in honey production. Okay, yeah, so Pinsir on the team. We're gonna see how that goes. Hopefully, I mean, this will be enough for one dish. This 21 will be enough for 1 dish. So if we could get that, that'll at least get us breakfast. And then about halfway towards making lunch. So hopefully that'll work out. I think that's the only change we're gonna make today, because we do still need the milk, and Blastoise is just good to have on the team for ingredients in general. We really just need as much corn as possible. I said corn, not sausage. Come on, get it together, man. You're just trying to reinforce my point that you're better sausage gatherer than Charizard is. That's funny. All right, yeah, so I think that's the only change we need to make today, is just trying to get some honey in. The rest, just gonna kind of have to see how it goes, but we're already pretty far. Let's go ahead and grab those 15 diamonds for going to bed on time. Honestly, we may even be Master 3 by the end of today. If we get an extra tasty, which I haven't had one all week, so, you know, one's due. That's not how it really works. Stupid human intuition, though. But if we do get an extra tasty popcorn, that would put us to Master 3 by the end of today. At the very least, we really only need breakfast now that I'm thinking about it, and we can just stock up for next week. Other than that, I think we're doing all right. So that's that's gonna be the plan, and that is all I've got for today. So thank you for watching the video. Make sure to have a wonderful day, and until next time, later, dudes. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. We are on day 7 here on Taup Hollow, still hunting the Cyndaquil and Onyx, which have been eternally elusive this week. They are not showing up, and I don't know why, but we're going to grab a small ingredient ticket to start off with for going to bed on time. I might have closed the game a little late, but we got 8,747 sneaky snacking, and we're going to grab 100 sleep points, which puts us at 3,976. Not bad at all. Just about enough for that next master biscuit. And we're going to go ahead and grab our daily lottery, which is a regular Poke Biscuit. Very nice. I'm actually kind of curious. Now I need to figure out if maybe it's a good idea to buy more Master Biscuits as often as possible with the new beasts coming up later. But now that we kind of have an idea that it may be a while, maybe we skip a month just to build. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being silly. Let's go ahead and jump into the sleep report. No point in going off on a tangent like that. Session 260, we've got 9 hours and 6 minutes of sleep. And that's going to be about 10% dozing, 36% snoozing, and 54% slumbering. It's not looking good for a Cyndaquil, but a slumbering type is good for Onyx. We do have the 2-star spawn potential, so maybe that'll happen. We should have about 45, maybe 50 million. Yeah, 46, just barely 46. 3 stars? That's unusual. Okay. Well, let's see. Let's see what we've got. A top belly Riolu. No one else on screen in front of me, so that's making me think they're all small if they can all fit to the left and right. But let's see. Ooh. Well, not a 1-star Onyx. No Onyx at all. So I was definitely right. They're all small. There's a bunch of babies. So we've got Why Not, Togepi, Igglybuff, Geodude, Igglybuff again, Riolu, Larvitar, and Marowak. So what is that? 5 of them? Yeah, 5 of them are baby Pokemon. I mean, okay, so still not seeing what we want. Lovely. It's kind of wild to me that all week we haven't seen a single Cyndaquil, but got 2 Charmander yesterday. 2. I'm wondering what the actual spawn rate of Cyndaquil is. Maybe it's just super low on Tau Palo and they're saving a higher spawn rate for, you know, a true fire island rather than just a cave. Yeah, I think the only thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and catch this Larvitar with a bonus biscuit since it's hungry. Might as well. Maybe it'll turn out just as good or better than our other one. Either way, it's more candies, which we definitely can use. 19 biscuits, we're definitely stocking those up, but that's where we're gonna wrap it up. There's not really anything else here that I have any desire to catch at the moment. So we're just going to go ahead and end it there. And yeah, we're going to send out the Larvitar candy for those new players that have joined us to help get their Larvitar leveled up. 2,333 research XP, almost leveled up to 53, and 4,325 dream shards. But let's go ahead and switch on over and let's see just how good this Larvitar is. Level 13 and Brave. Brave is one I feel like I don't see very often. But we've got ginger and then 2 soybeans. Not the best spread. Honestly, I'm trying to think of the recipes. Maybe ginger sausage would be better as a combination. Huh, that's interesting. I'm not really sure which combination would be better. Definitely ginger, and then either sausage or soybeans. But I'm not sure which combination actually works best for ginger for recipes. But anyway, that other tangent aside, I'm just all on these tangents today. Helping Speed M is a great start, followed by Ingredient Finder M, even better. Berry Finding is pretty decent. Ingredient Finder S, also good. Dream Shard bonus, that's pretty good. I believe it's only from sleep research, not all dream shards. Okay, but that's still good. 6% boost at level 100 is not bad because at level 100 you're going to need a ton of dream shards, so it's definitely going to help add those up. And then the brave nature, speed of help up and XP gains down. This is actually a pretty good Larvitar. Not the best, but pretty solid. Really, the only thing that's kind of a drawback is the ingredient spread. It's not super ideal, but all in all, it's still going to turn out pretty well. Yeah, what is that? Level 25 where we get ingredient finder M. Yeah, this is going to be a very highly rated Larvitar. Which I think actually this ingredient spread might work out. I think I'm pretty sure the other one we have that's a Pupitar right now, I think it is has Ginger at level 30. So maybe this will be a nice complement to that one. Either way, very, very high. Even at level 50, getting that berry finding. Oops. Getting berry finding at level 50 didn't drop it down all too much. This is very good. You know what? I like this. I'm kind of thinking through the possibilities and I kind of like it. So let's go ahead and just put it in the box. Definitely going to be keeping it. Which is kind of unfortunate because now that means I have 2 of these to level up and evolve, and it takes a long time. I don't think they evolve until like level 41 or something. This is taking forever to get to level 100. There we go. Sometimes you just got to speak up. Total PR of 93. This is not bad at all. There's no reason to get rid of this. Already put it in the box. Yeah, look at these numbers. Plus 61, plus 62, plus 58, 64, plus 81. What was that? 75 was ingredient finder. Yeah, another ingredient finder. Yeah, this is actually really good. And the berry finding and the nature do not counteract each other in any way because it's not an ingredient up nature. So it's pretty good. The only thing that we really need for it is a inventory up. That's the only thing that would make it better. Instead of inventory or ingredient finder S at level 75, having inventory up L would be superb. Other than that, that's the only issue with this thing. So definitely going to hold on to it, and definitely happy to finally catch something this week. And then also the one catch, it feels like the one catch I've made all week is actually really good. So yay, we got something out of this week, even though it wasn't the Cyndaquil or Onyx that we wanted. But let's go ahead and move on. Did get a medal, no new news. We still have a full week ahead of us before the flower event, so we got time to prepare for that. And then the total amount of sleep time logged, 2,250 hours. Seems like it should be more than that, but I don't know. It also feels like I've been playing this game for a very long time, even though it's only been, what, 9 months or so? 8-9 months, somewhere around there. And then 140 rock type Pokemon studied, both good for some free diamonds, so 35 more diamonds in the bag. All right, and we have our community reports to look at. There's going to be about 46 of them. 35. Ooh, that's super low. Oh, everybody forgot to go to sleep last night. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 that doubled up out of 35 is still really good. That's, what was that? Very close to half. That's really good. All right. Now, I know my bag is, nope, don't cook yet. My bag is, my ingredient bag is very full. So I need to collect from Pincer first. You have been a disappointment all yesterday, and now even more so now today. I don't think we have enough honey to make a single macarons for breakfast. We had 0 honey yesterday. 0. When I put Pincer on the team. In a full almost 24 hours, it's close enough that we can call it 24 hours from when I recorded yesterday and today. only 12 honey. And remember, the prediction was like 23 or 24, if I remember correctly. So this pincer has definitely underperformed compared to what it was supposed to do. So that is a grim reminder that the production output that you see on the website is kind of just neutral RNG. You could get better RNG and get a lot more production out, or you could, like I just did, get worse RNG. And then you don't even have enough to make breakfast. So that leaves us again with the popcorn, which, you know, popcorn's fine, other than it getting stuck in your teeth. But we're just gonna make popcorn. And what are we gonna throw in, actually? You know what? I'm kind of good with throwing in a lot of these herbs. I don't want to use all of them. I kind of want to hold on to some, just because we don't know exactly, well, we don't know what we're going to get next week for recipes, and herbs could be very helpful. We do have plenty of sausage to throw a bunch in and not worry about it. Honestly, we have a lot of tomatoes too. I didn't realize. How did we get so many tomatoes? All right, sure. Let's just go ahead and finish out the last 4 with sausage. No point in really messing around with taking the sausage out, putting tomatoes in. We'll get it all back. We should have a pretty good meal this time around. 14,000 before, no extra tasty. It's gonna be about 28,561. Just about exactly that much. All right. So that is definitely gonna put us at Master 3, which is all we care about. Now the question is, what do we do for the rest of the day for the team? Well, we still need to collect from everybody, I suppose. All right, Master 3, very nice. And that means that we got our incense, which is really all I was worried about, because Taup Hollow is just not cooperating with me this week anyway. No skill trigger there, but that's kind of fine. I think I'm gonna go ahead and swap out the team. There goes all that sausage that we just spent. We got it all back. I really need to sit down one day and figure out a general ingredients team to throw in on like Sundays, just to stock up some ingredients that are going to be beneficial. Oh yeah, I forgot. Blastoise had a skill trigger yesterday and I couldn't collect everything. Well, that's why there's some potatoes and stuff in there. Couldn't collect everything, and then left what he had in there so I wouldn't fill it up so I could collect from Pincer just now. But yeah, I need to... First things first, let's go ahead and collect our mission. Snorlax to Master 3. We've got our incense. I mean, we're definitely not getting these 2, 14 biscuits and 10 Pokemon. I mean, I could cook one more time, just do like a really basic dish and not really worry about expending ingredients just to get those dream shards. I may do that. I may do like the tomato juice just to get the extra 1,200 dream shards. It's not a lot, but again, it all adds up. But anyway, like I was saying, I need to get a team together that is just the most common ingredients. I also need to stop doing that. I need to redo my entire team setup. I just realized this is horribly done. Yeah, I need to redo all of this. So let's see. In terms of what's most common that we need, I believe it is, I think corn is definitely one of the most common ingredients that we need, regardless of whether we get curries, salads, or desserts. Corn is very good. Let's see. For curries and stews, let me go ahead and let y'all take a peek at what I'm looking at. For curries and stews, if we can expand the pot one more time, we can make the Dream Eater Butter Curry, which shouldn't have any issues getting all of those with maybe only Victory Bell and Blastoise. The 2 of them might be enough, but if we throw Venusaur on the team, we'll definitely have enough tomatoes. I'm pretty confident that Blastoise can cover this amount of cocoa and milk. I'm just not 100% sure that Victory Bell can bring in the amount of tomatoes we need. So we might need Victory Bell for that. or Venusaur for that. Other than that one, let's see, what's the best recipe we can make now? Consistently, it's probably the limber corn stew. So we need potatoes, which I'm not worried about potatoes because that's such a small amount that throwing Victory Bell on the team tomorrow, if we get curry, is fine. We don't need tomato or potatoes stocked up right now. So leave Blastoise. So Blastoise stays on the team. Dragonair, Beware stay on the team for curries. For salads, the best thing we can make, actually we could make the ninja salad with our current pot space, but the leeks just don't come in often enough, so it's inconsistent. So honestly, the spore mushroom salad is the better way to go. Is it? The Calm Mind fruit salad would be the better way to go, but we don't have anybody that can bring in that amount of apples. So our most reliable is the spore mushroom salad. Maybe we need to get a Gengar on the team then. Swap out Pinsir because you're not really helping us all that much. So we're going to swap out Pinsir for our good Gengar. We should get a decent amount of mushrooms today. No question about that. Again, tomatoes and oil, such a small amount. I'm not worried about stocking them up right now. Plus, we have plenty of tomatoes anyway. The oil, if need be, we can swap Toxicroak back in on the team. Actually, we might do that because for desserts, we already know what the best thing is going to be that we can consistently make. And that's the popcorn, which we do need oil for. So yeah, honestly, that's probably the best call. Just swap in. Where's my shiny Toxicroak? There you are, buddy. Swap in the shiny Toxicroak. That'll give us plenty of oil. And that will cover desserts and salads. Yeah, all of this covers all of our bases. So no matter what we get tomorrow or next week for our recipes, bases are covered. We're good to go. The only thing we need to be concerned about, and it's a very minor concern, is if we get curries, we need the potatoes, right? No. We needed potatoes for something. Was it salads? No. What am I? I'm losing my mind. Oh. We only needed the potatoes if we... oh, yeah, it was for the limber corn stew. That's right. So potatoes... Victory Bell is really good about bringing in potatoes and has a very high skill trigger rate in my experience. So I'm not worried about potatoes. Victory Bell has always done fantastic work for me. So I'm not worried about that. Other than potatoes... This team covers all of our bases for all of the meals that I can make consistently. So I need to definitely keep this team saved. And I need to start remembering to change these teams rather than this team. Because this team is going to do a lot of good for us. 8,171 RP. That's wild, bro. But with that, we are locked in for the day. We have a plan. Not really worried about making lunch and dinner. Like I said, I'd probably just make a very small, like, tomato juice with nothing else in it just to get those dream shards. Other than that, that is the plan for the rest of the day. Hopefully tomorrow. I mean, if we don't get Cyndaquil or Onyx tomorrow, then we have almost wasted our week here. Outside of the fact that we did get a very good Larvitar today. And we got an extra 5% on Taupo Hollow Island bonus. But other than that, this is kind of a wasted week just here to get nothing. But I guess that's how it goes sometimes. But that is all I've got for today. Thank you for watching the video. And y'all have a wonderful day. And until next time, later, dudes.